Hi, welcome. I'm Julie Torrens. So I have here two pieces of, and this was a food packaging, and the slippery sides, I went ahead and I sanded them down with an emery board outside, and I'm going to make some ATCs, artist trading cards, because I need them. I use them in thank yous. I use them tuck them in all kinds of packaging and gifts, so I need to make some more. I'm running low. So lately, not too long ago, I went out to the Crafters Warehouse here I'm in the Western Michigan. They had these cosmic shimmer and it's botanical stains and what the colors suggest. And this one is tea leaf. It's the colors that you get when you do that eco dyeing or when you use natural things to make dyes and dye paper. So this one is tea, and this one is avocado, which if you've ever cooked avocados down and used it to dye papers or Easter eggs or anything, you get kind of a pink color. Now these were regularly $6.50. I did look it up. That is very accurate for what they cost, $3.25. So I got the only two colors that they had. And they have a drip top. And I thought, okay, I'm going to start, and this is the backs of my artist trading cards. I'm going to start by just jazzing this up a little bit. And I thought I would drip some of this. So I'm going to have to tip these up a little bit as we go. Now this could turn out to be a mess. Who knows? I don't know if you're supposed to shake it. I kind of doubt it, but it's got a dropper, like medicine. It even has like 1 milliliter, whatever. So these could have been, and they're plastic, but they could have been some type of medicine bottle. I'm going to go ahead and tip this up because I don't want it to set. I want it to start dripping right away if I can. I have a paper towel here to catch some drips, and let's just see what we get. This is the avocado stainy one. So I hope you can see. And I'm just going to add these drips. Well, they're not running, so let's tip a little more. There we go. And just get these to run down. Okay. Needs more. There, we're getting it. See? We're getting them. And maybe, how about this idea? Dripping some onto here. On our second one, I'm going to add just a little more of this. And I'm going to run it this way as well. And just get those organic drips. And now this one's got spots, the other one. There. All right, let's just let that dry for a second. And I'm going to tip this one up and give it a bit of a tap. Ooh, now I like that. And to this one, let's put this lid on tight because the next thing you know, I'll be tracking it all over the house. Now this one is that is tea stain. Yeah, I took all the plastic off of these before I turned on the camera. What do you think of that? Yeah. I'm going to do dots again because this one started out with dots. All right. Little tipping this way. Come on. There we go. Getting a little drip action. And now this way. You see? I like it. I really do. And look at on here. They're pretty colors. Yes, very good. These are not like other inks I have used. They're more diluted, I would say. But it's okay. It is, I think, a pretty accurate representation, though, of when you do create using tea dye and coffee dye and that kind of thing. All right, I'm going to put some of the tea on this one. If you hear a noise, my air conditioning just kicked on. All right, I'm going to try to tip it up this way without completely losing it. But the tension is there. All right, let's just tip it this way. There we go. Now that it's There we go. Little to the left, little to the right, and good. I like not only the colors themselves, but I like the combinations. And of course the paper, because it's very porous and very absorbent, it looks dark at the onset, but you can see the little areas that have dried, it's lightening up. So it's not necessarily a what you see is what you get. Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reaching, I'm gonna hit these with the heat gun, and I'm not gonna take you away, I'm gonna keep going. So, how have you been and what's new? I told you in the previous video that I got a sewing machine. And one of the things I'm looking forward to is maybe, just depending on the style and all, how it comes out, is I'm going to consider stitching around the edge of these artist trading cards and see what we think. But this is the backs of them. Not that I'm not thinking they'd be good for the front, but I just kind of have something else in mind for the front. So I'm just going to dry this a little bit more. I knew these would dry fairly quick. I don't want them bone dry. I just want to be able to turn these over on my table and not have the ink just all spread out on my table. You know, if I get some dots on my table, I don't care, obviously. But there's just no sense in kind of changing this organic look that I love. All right. I think that's plenty. Sorry for the noise. And I'm going to turn these both over. Now, I already set these two pieces on my trimmer, and I know that to do the 2.5 by 3.5, which is the size that you need for artist trading cards, I realize that I'm going to need to use them in this orientation so that I can get 2 cards, and then maybe I'll probably get 4 out of this. I'm not sure how many I'll get out of the rest, but none of it's going to go to waste. All right, I grabbed this. These are those papers that we threw in a box and then sprinkled and sprayed and whatever. And I'm going to start using these to cover the front. And I'm picking out paper. I do have some cardstock in here, but I'm hoping to just use paper. This is a coffee filter. I've got another project that I want to use that for, so I'm going to set it aside. But I want to just get paper, and obviously, it's looking to me like I may need to start making some more of this again. Now, it seemed like when I was trying to get the coffee dye out of here, I hardly could find any, and now, of course, every time I stick my hand in, that's all I can find. So there's that. All right, let's get some more paper. I've got this music note paper, dictionary page. I think one of these felt, yeah, this is cardstock. Thought I felt, yeah, this is cardstock. I don't want to be misleading myself into thinking I have enough or even close to enough. It doesn't have to be 100% covered. I don't mind if I add some regular book page to it as well. Sometimes that can just be a nice rest for the eye. This is paper. Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, we are. Let's see. Cardstock. Can I turn it over? Will that help me see better? Here's cardstock. All right, well, let's see where we can go with this. Enough of that. All right. This is an envelope. This is the glue of the envelope, and so that's why it's got that weird shiny edge. I don't mind it. We're gonna go ahead and use that. And let's start just layering these on. Some of them are gonna fit nice like here. Some of them are gonna probably be hanging over. I don't wanna wrap it around because we've got this going on the back. So I'm going to be with the idea that I'll be trimming up. I'm just gonna use glue stick. I'm using my new to me Dylusions glue stick. The reason why it says diary is because this is smaller, and the diary journals that Diane Reevely has are smaller, so this was just, you know, to work smaller. But these were on a clearance sale on the Ranger site. They still might be there. 3 tubes for less than $3, and I've never used it before, so I thought, well, this is a good way to try it. For so long, I used the Scotch brand of permanent glue stick, but I just found it getting so gloopy. And I mentioned that before, but I also read from other people that's why they didn't like it, because it was gloopy. So I hadn't had that gloopy problem, but oh, I did lately. So I ordered some new glue sticks, and I ordered the Uhu, UHU, because I see an awful lot of people use it and an awful lot of people love it. So I'm going to give that a try and see what I think of it. And put this right here. I'm not blaming this on the glue stick. I don't think I got that corner very good. Now, when I'm doing these painty papers, sometimes it's just a little bit hard to see with the lights I have and all, where I've been and where I haven't been. So I'm not blaming the glue stick at all. I love the way these go down. I love the way it just slips and slides over the top. Almost feels like it's got some kind of a silicone something, which that's, I don't think is, that's just me saying it. I'm not saying that's what's in it. But it is not gloopy. And so far, the sticking part has been doing good for me. So we'll see. I can see I used some of the shimmer sprays when I did these, and I can see that little bit of shimmer, and it's nice. It's not real vibrant, but it's definitely there. Kind of catches you by surprise, and I like that. So have you been working in your art journals, or are you doing other projects? What about Christmas? Are you going to be making some Christmas cards? As I've said before, I'm not a card maker, but I like to make cards when I need them. And I wouldn't say that when I do make them that I'm a traditional card maker. I'm more abstract and collagey and that kind of thing. But yeah, the past several holiday seasons, I've made my own cards and I enjoy it. So I think I'll probably do that again this year. I'd like to. Okay, that looks good. If that's something you'd be interested to see, let me know. I can show you the process. I usually get started by fleshing out some ideas in my art journals and deciding what mediums I want to use. Do I want to do watercolor? Do I want to do mixed media collage? Maybe both. I don't always send the exact same card to everyone. So, and when you're making them yourself, you know full well you're not going to have the exact same card twice. That's the beauty of it. So, yeah, I think I'm going to make my own cards. I like to send a little greeting at the holiday time. I don't know. You never know what people are going through, and that just might be the little spark they needed that day that it arrived. So, I think it can be fun. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd like to see, and let me know if that's something you're planning on doing. When I make cards, I use just one kind of card base, and it's a craft color. So it's like, like brown paper bag color type. And I don't care what, a birthday, holiday, it doesn't matter. That's what I use. Those are the blanks I buy, and I buy them 50 or 100 at a time, and then just slow but sure work my way through them. So now this one is coming out. I think I'm going to save this for this one. I was going to say this one's coming out almost all with color. Maybe I can grab some other book page and things that I've got here and put some of this in. It doesn't have to all have all these colors. Now see that, I don't normally miss this many places, and that just felt bone dry. But not making a decision yet on what I think of this new glue stick. New to me. They've been out for years. So do you shop clearances, or do you just have the products that you know are tried and true, and that's just what you stick with? How do you handle that? Do you handle it? Okay, this is a cornered piece. I could put that up here. Sure. All right. There are things that I'm pretty tried and true about. However, I look at sales, clearances, the dollar sections. You know, I went to that craft warehouse, which is all they. This time was the first time I had been there in years because of the whole isolation and stay home kind of a thing going on. So I hadn't been there in a while, but you cannot go with something specific in mind. You have to go with the idea that you're going to see what they have and, you know, maybe pick out some products that you need. I'm going to save this corner again. And I can use this. Yep, that's nice. If I do it this way, it won't be upside down. There's no sense in covering all that up, so I think I'll tear this down a bit. Yeah, I got a lot. I got paper, which I'm not a big one of buying paper pads and that kind of thing, but you know, a generous supply of paper for $1 or $2, I can't create it for that. And again, this craft warehouse, that's the last stop for this stuff. If it doesn't go there, then it's going to go in a bin somewhere. So I really don't mind shopping there for that reason. That's good. They're only open, I mean, ever since, well, the past, what, 2, almost 3 years, they were closed completely. And then most recently, they're only open on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which are the 3 days I work my other job. And so I just haven't been. But when my sister was here, I had taken some time off of work. And so that made it possible. This is, again, an envelope with a piece on top of a piece. And I was going to try to tear it off, which I did. And let's see. I was thinking about, well, I could use a straight edge here. With my sister here, I took some time off. So I was able to go on I think we went on a Wednesday. And she was able to find some stuff. The avid sewer, she found these big old spools and other packaging of different kinds of elastics. And she was really happy to find that. And I wouldn't know if those were decent prices or not, but yeah, she was happy with them. So that's good. All right, I need a little piece right there. We've got this one just about licked. Okay. Good, good, good. Okay, now I've got an area right here. Not easy to see because of the print that's underneath, but I can see it, and we're going to get rid of it. Is this big enough? Yeah. Yeah. And then I think this sheet's done. I don't think I have too much overhanging. See, one of the things I'm noticing, I can use a page on my glue book a lot longer than I could with that other one. I was tearing off. And don't need to do that anymore. So that's a difference. Okay, we're just going to set this one aside, but don't forget about it. We're going to keep going with that one. And now let's get these on here. And I saved a couple of these corners. This is paper, the one I'm doing right now. It is paper, but it's a little bit thicker. So if it doesn't want to stick good with the glue gun or with the glue stick, then I will go ahead and use a little of the glitter glue that we've got. All right, let's get this down. I can bring it just a little bit. There. Okay. That looks good. Kind of good. Okay. Good. Yep. All right. Another piece. There's another edge. Not a corner, but an edge. And this one's really glimmery. It's a Michigan seal. The Michigan State seal on the back of this. Who knows what kind of mail I got from them. Maybe Secretary of State. Probably had something to do with renewing my car tags. Oh, I like that very much. But boy, it wasn't as straight as I thought. So I'm going to have to do something on that edge. But that's okay. That's okay. Okay, another corner piece here. We can add that right there. Get some glue going here. So summer's winding down. Have you already started fall things? I know that yesterday we had thunderstorms, very summer-like thunderstorms. And today we've got severe clear, and I think it's going to be in the 80s. So it doesn't feel exactly like fall here yet, but you know, when you're in the stores and when you're seeing what's, you know, being set out and advertising and all, it's all pointing to fall. Now, I am doing this on a Tuesday. Upcoming is going to be this, you know, Monday in a week, I guess. It is Labor Day weekend coming right up. And so, and the kids have already gone back to school. There's no kids that go to public schools or most any of the schools out here that are not in school. So that always makes you feel like fall when you're seeing like the school buses and kids with backpacks on bikes. You know, that just speaks of autumn, doesn't it? All right, let's get this one. I'm not finding that this glue stick runs down particularly fast. I mean, this is like my third good size project that I'm doing with this, and so I really if I would have already gone through this, that wouldn't have made me feel bad, and I haven't, so that's good. Now, if you haven't seen me make these papers where I throw them in a box and sprinkle them with watercolor and inks and all that, it's just my way of making some decorative paper. It's a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments if you're ready for me to do that again. I do have 2 videos already up doing it, but every time I do it, I, you know, use a little different technique, a little different something. It's never the same twice, so I don't mind doing it again if that's something you'd be interested in seeing. Okay, so have I exhausted all the colored ones? No. Got this here. I am going to tear off that glue part, not because I don't like it. It looks kind of pretty. But I'm really afraid that if it got a little damp or something, it would cause someone, whoever got this, some issues. I think I'm going to put some of this on first, rather than put this on and cover up that red paper. Yeah, I think I'll do that. All right, let's give this a rest. Oh, this is like a corner piece. That's more where that came from. All right. Here we go. So, like, do you decorate your home for autumn? Do you have like an autumn wreath out, or do you set some pumpkins or some gourds? And oh, here we've got like hay bales that people put out, and the sunflowers are in full bloom and they're just beautiful. And even at the where I live here, we have a lot of roadside stands from people that have their little farms, and they've got their tomatoes and eggs and all kinds of different things. And they have often big old sunflowers that you can purchase. They're just breathtaking. They're so pretty. All right, well, I've got a little bit, and I think I'm going to just break up this large piece now with this. And you know, it is more difficult for me when I do these papers to use the cardstock than it is regular paper. So I don't really know that I'm going to utilize a lot of cardstock again. Although I obviously did limit myself this last time, but I'm just about out of the colored paper. I do have still some coffee filters, but yeah, I think I'm going to need to consider just doing paper. I do more with paper than I do with cardstock. And then like in this project, instead of using cardstock, I would rather use these food packaging, because again, it's just going to end up in the landfill or in the recycle bin, which I don't know. I mean, as far as I know, our recycling is being literally recycled, but I know a lot of places have just said that the recycling process, they don't have the staff, and so it's going still into the landfill. Where my sister lives, she has to take her recycling, and I also think her composting, she drives it to well, not the landfill, but the landfill is there, but also the recycling. If you bring it yourself, they are doing recycling, but they're just not picking it up at the curbside right now. So she was telling me how about once a week she's got her compost and she's got her recyclables, and she puts them in the marked bins the way they're supposed to. I mean, they have a specific place for people like her to come in and drop off your things. So she's doing that. So she's doing her part. Aren't we all? One of the people that I watch that does mixed media, she was saying that someone asked her, you know, do you recycle? She's like, oh, it's all about repurpose, reuse, and, you know, she's right. It is. All right, it seems like all I have in here is dictionary page and music notes. I guess I only need one little spot, but I was going to say I've got book page that I could be using, but I'm going to go ahead and just finish this one little spot off with this piece of dictionary page. And I've got plenty of book page. I just need to throw it in my little scrap bundle there. Okay, now both of these are done. So as this part of it. So let's get these back. And here's the other one. All right, I want to see the drips go down. So this will be the top. And obviously this is the top. Okay. Now I want to kind of homogenize this a little bit. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same ink. I'm not going to drip it though. I'm going to get a piece of paper towel. I can get that same piece of paper towel. It's right here. It's still a little wet, but that's okay. And I'm just going to add some, and you've seen me do this before. I'm going to start with the tea. Ooh, the lid wasn't on. Boy, it's amazing I didn't just toss that all over. I'm just going to add some, and then I'm going to kind of rub it in like a stain. And I'm, crossing over, but it's not really showing up. Not really. It did better with dripping. Let's try the pink, which is the avocado, and let's see what we get from this. Add some of this. Give it a rub. A little more, but not something I'd write home about. You get a little bit more of it on the dictionary pages, but I'm going to put the lids on tight, and I'm going to grab up me some other inks. I've only got a million. This is Red Barn Door. This is a Tim Holtz. It's a distress stain. I got it with a dauber top, and so I just recanted it into a spray bottle. And let's give this stuff, I know this stuff is strong, so let's give this a bit of a spray. And a wipe. You see the difference? There we go. And I'm just sort of, like I said, kind of marrying the colors together. I'm going to do the same with this one. And I don't mind this red color. I'm careful with red, and especially with spraying and dripping and all that, because you can end up looking like bloodstains, looking like a crime scene. So I'm careful with that. But no, this looks good to me. It is more of a like a barn door red. It's not that iron red that we don't want to see splattered anywhere. Okay. I got a little bit on the table. Oh, I got a lot on the table. That's all right. I can clean that up later. It does clean up easy off of a non-porous surface like this. I'm just going to get these out of the way, and I can goof with those later. Okay, so now these are wet. I mean, I've got some paper that's even buckling a bit. I'm going to hit it with the dryer again. So, do you ever make artist trading cards? There are groups on Facebook where you can join up and you can trade with people all over the world. And I kind of thought about doing it. I did join one, and I'm still in it. I just ooh and ah over the things that people get. But I just, honestly, I've been afraid to commit, and then, because I never want to not fulfill a commitment. So I've just been an observer. I wouldn't say a lurker, because I do comment on what people post. But now see, just this little bit of wetness, and the pages are wanting to come up because that glue stick hasn't been happy. So I'm going to use up what I have, but at this point, I don't think I'm going to buy any more. Not of that. Not a waste of money. I'm not suggesting that. And if you use it and you love it, then just do. You know, it may have to do with the high humidity of Michigan or anything else. So please. All right. Here we go. It feels dry enough. Okay. The next step to me is getting these cut into the 2.5 by 3.5. So, brought my trimmer. This often is not real successful, but we'll give it a go again and get this up to the top. So, I want 2.5. Okay. And then I want, this needs a trim, but I can see the cardboard. Let's see. All right, so I'll go this way, 3.5. I hope that's right. Because see this, yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. 2.5, 3.5, yes. All right. And let's go here. And let's do one more. 2.5 by 3.5. and I'll have a little something to spare. And I'll use that for something, but I'm going to put it aside and keep my artist trading cards together. All right. This, we need 2.5. And I'm not sure if this is, I mean, I need 3.5, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's 2.5. All right, so 3.5. And 3.5. Now with this trimmer, I've tried to push it this way. She don't do that. So, okay, set this one aside. All right. And now this one, we'll go with 2.5. Do I have this the right way? We'll say yes. Here we go. And, oh, no. All right. Sometimes you need some scissors. Maybe I can go at it this way easier. There we go. And this one I want to do 2.5. Not much scrap on this one. Okay. All right. And now 3.5. Is this boring? Is this like watching paint dry? I hope not. Some people really want to see the whole process and some people don't. And so, but I know when I watch videos, I appreciate the whole process. Because for me, those sped up, and they're fine, don't get me wrong, but those sped up ones, I appreciate what they create, but I can't say that I know how they did it. And you know, that's okay. If that's maybe something that is a craft that you do all the time, you don't need all that instruction. But we're all just learning as we go, aren't we? Well, I am. Okay, this needs 3.5. Maybe my arm's getting weaker and I'm just not getting these cut through like I want. Doesn't feel like I'm... There we go. There we go. All right. One more. 3.5. All right. Well done. Thank you very much. Yeah, see this? I don't know if you can see, but this is all lifting. Okay, enough talk about that. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This paper plate with added stuff is kind of making me nuts. All right. So we got 8. Good. I like it. So let's do 3 at a time. Sure. Okay. Now I've got some things still out here on my desk from doing those. I did like a traveler's notebook or maybe like field notes type of some journaling cards. And so I just thought, well, you know, some of this stuff is kind of cool. Let's just leave it out here. I think I'm going to start by working the backgrounds just a little bit more. Let's get, how about some letters and numbers? I think that could be good. Put some of that here. And these are the scraps that I had from the project. And I'm going to get out my trusty Tim Holtz with the 4 inks. And I'm going into Vintage Photo, which is a brown kind of color. And I'm going to do this MN and a YZ near the bottom here. The M is a little worse for the wear, but it's okay. All right, let's see what that looks like. That's fine. It's subtle, but it's there and it's fine. And I think I'm going to add just a little symbol up in this corner. Yep. All right. That's a good start. How about this one? They are going to be kind of together. And I think I'll do the JLK here. I guess it's JKL, I should say. And I'm just trying to get it towards the bottom. Be a little gentle. The K is also a little worn. All right, that's good. That's good. I like that. And one more. How about QRS? Back into the vintage photo. If they're a little crooked or off kilter, I don't care. It's really okay. Good. All right, I like that start very, very much. Set this out of the way. Focal points. All right, I've got some ephemera that I made. Let's see, this is watercolor ones. Let's see about those to start out with. So these are some flowers, and these are kind of dark, and I like that this flower is kind of light. So I think that's pretty. Could have a flower up here, or I could have the flower, it looks better up here. Don't know why, but just does. Little heart. Okay, I like that. And again, I wanna make this like a trio. So I'm just fishing around in here, looking for a little bit smaller. I think this might be too big. Yeah, that's cool. How about this? Will you fit? Oh, I think that's just grand. All right, we'll put that one there. And I want to do another floral since that seems to be the theme. I've got this red, and then we could add another leaf. Nah, too big. Let's see. Do I have another smallish flower? You know, when I start bunching these guys up, they start to look like poinsettias to me. But when I have one, for some reason, I'm okay with one. All right, what can we do on the bottom of that and still be in this little bucket here? I've got little leaves. I've got some little geometrics. That might not be bad. A lot of big geometrics. Oh, what's this? Too much red? Maybe. All right, I'm going to keep looking. And you see, I'm sorry. And these are all smaller. A lot of leaves. Yes, indeed. Note to self. Oh, okay. This is a blue heart. And I think I'm going to like it better. And I think it's going to fill the space better. Yes. Now, is this too big? It could go this way. All right. Good and good. Now this one looks a little skimpy, doesn't it? Boy, I bet you were just hoping I was going to be digging in here again. Let's see. You don't know if you don't look. Hey, oh no, we said floral. And I like that idea. I don't mind it. Here's another heart. I think two of them is, it's like I didn't have any original ideas. What are you? Poinsettia looking. Well, maybe, hey. Maybe instead of this, okay. Yep. I'm liking it better. Yes. All right. Now these are all on watercolor paper. So I am not going to use glue stick. I don't think it's a fair thing to do because it's going to want to absorb the product. So I'm going to go with my art glitter glue. And this stuff is strong. Clink, clink, clink. Sorry. All right, let's start with this heart. You just have to hold it for a minute. And that's an exaggeration, a few seconds. And then it grips fast. You think that you're going to move something in a couple minutes? No, you're not. I'm trying to go as far out to the points as I can. Oh, that's a mess. That's all right. All right. Whoop. Now see, I got that leaf off. Well, you know what? I'll just trim it. That's okay. I don't mind when things go off a page because it adds kind of like movement. And I like that. All right. Those are good. Let's get this one down. I am going to get a paper towel piece and get up this glue because I don't want it to end up on the back of one of my cards. All right, let's get this guy and let's close this ink for now. And let's work on this one. Yeah, we've got clouds now. When I first started today, we did not, but they're just very fast moving, very, very small, fluffy clouds, but lots of them. So maybe that's the precursor of some more rain. I don't know. I think we're pretty okay on rain now, but it won't hurt. Nobody's flooding, that's for sure. Okay, now some people might want to take the ink and go around the edges of these ephemera pieces. I like to leave them because there's bits of the white of the paper showing all throughout. So I just don't mind that the edges are white. I think it adds a little spark. Okay, one more. Let's get that leaf down first. I don't always get these right where I had them, but usually in the right neighborhood. May not be the right house, but I get it in the neighborhood. Now this is going to be, with the watercolor paper on top of watercolor paper, a little bit more of a challenge. It's okay. Again, this art glitter glue, it's expensive compared to other glues, but you don't need as much as other glues, and you're not, because you're using such a thin coating, it doesn't take long to dry. Plus, I think that's kind of the ingredients, the way it was made. It dries very fast and it grips. Now, again, to me, this is pretty much a paper-to-paper project. I would not use this to glue metal ephemera down or something that's going to be really heavy like that. But paper or any type of paper to paper, and no problem. Not that I've ever had. And I've seen people use it on fabrics. I tend to use Fabri-Tac for that. But if they're having trouble with that, I've not heard of it. So, okay. Now, do we need some words? I didn't really leave much room for words, did I? I think they're pretty. Let's edge them up. Let's get this covered up because as fast as it dries, it clogs. So let's get that in there. And let's get out. And I'm going to go again. I'm not going to go with jet black. That's just too strong. I'm going to go and I will be using my glue book rather than getting the ink all over. Now, I don't mind using a different color, like the ground espresso or the hickory smoke. Black, it's pretty black. I'm going to give this a quick trim. When you have those little raggedy pieces, it just makes it harder to ink up. And I've got some lifting going on here. Note to self. Yeah, this is all lifting up. Let's get some of this under here. And there we go. It already feels more sturdy. Okay. Now, all right, hickory smoke or ground espresso. Let's try the espresso. I'm a coffee girl. Yeah, I like that. It's subtle, but you can see it. If you're me, you can see it. I hope you can see it. Let's put some on the back. Now, you can see that, can't you? I'm going to move this is clanging. See if I can stop that clanging. I might have improved it, but I have a feeling I've got a metal palette knife in a ceramic holder. Doesn't that look nice? I set it aside, and that's what's making that noise. Oh my goodness. Now these ink pads, you can re-ink. They don't last forever because as I'm sitting here with this open, it is drying out. And see, what happens is the ink dries out in that fabric. So eventually the fabric just can't absorb anymore. Now, it takes a while. I mean, I've had this for years, and I've only re-inked it once. So I know I've got at least one more re-inking that I'll be able to do with this. Again, a little loose piece here. Get that tacked down. So if you've got ink pads that you've had for a while and you've already re-inked them a while, it does reach a point that you just can't re-ink them anymore. All right, I'm going to trim off that leaf. I'm going to do that over the garbage. This is the lighter of the three. But I like them all. I really do. Oh, is that driving you nuts? Yeah, it's that. Oh, well, it just fell over, so maybe that'll help. Yeah, I think it did. Just adds a nice framing. Oh, look at that. Okay. The other thing is if you've got any little cutting errors or thing, that hides a multitude of sins, that little bit on the edge. So I like to do it. I would say I do it more often than I don't, and that, inking up edges. Now, some people just ink up everything, and you know, just depends on your project, but I can't say that it's bad. Now, the last time I used this, it was getting so full that it didn't want to punch. So I'm going to open this up and just get these punches out. It's just that fast. It doesn't take but a moment. But if you're having a hard time punching corners, that's often the trouble. It's either that or you haven't seated it in there good and tight. And when you're doing mixed media and you've got, you know, multiple layers like this, you gotta work it in to get it into that corner. And that was not, I got it in the corner, but it just too many layers, I think. All right, I felt that. And now I can just take some scissors. I can see where it's supposed to go. There we go. All right, now, you've seen me do this before, I know, but some of you haven't. I mean, I have new subscribers. See the difference between the rounded corners and not? It makes a difference, and it's a difference that I like, so I'm going to go ahead and keep rounding these corners. You know, with this, with this food, I may have to cut this by hand, because with this, I've got the food packaging, plus I have the collage on both sides, and it just doesn't want to fit. And that's all right. We will just do it by hand. Is it as good? No. Is it good enough? Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Okay. Let's get these little scraps. And there's our first three. Now I had said, oh no, we got one more. Do I need a word or something on them? And I'm still kind of debating. And just because you put a word on one doesn't mean you have to put a word on all of them. So let's just see. That. Let's see if we can get it on this one. No, I'm not going to force it because I'll just be taking layers off. Let's just kind of round this out. Oh boy. Oh dear. Good enough. There we go. All right. Do we need a word? How many times am I going to say that? Or something else. I've got this little tin of goodies. And let's just see. I mean, it can't hurt to look, right? And I would want it to be something really small. So, like this. Okay, I like that. Let's look at this one. And I've got other tins of these. Let's see. What is this? These look all bigger. Well, no. Do I need a long, skinny one? Not really. What about this one? It says Discovery. Oh, I like that. Okay. And then what about this last one here? I've got a little circly one. Nah. It's got a little child on it. I mean, it's cute, but no, not for this. How about this one? It says Flight Zone. Yeah. Now these two I'm happy with. This one is a little bit bright, and I'm just going to take this as it is and get some ink on it that way. Yeah, we'll just get some ink on it this way. A little bit of pounding. There we go. I like that better. Okay, let's glue these puppies down. And these are so bright that I really don't mind. Ooh, what do I think of now? I really don't mind that this is darker. Good. Good. I just think that fits real fine. and Discovery. Just a couple seconds. Okay, one more. Flight Zone. Okay. All right, let me see. How are we doing for time here? Well, I think we've got time to do a couple more. Are you okay if we run over an hour? Let's do it. All right. So I've got these 3 done, and let's set out 3 more. What do you say? These are very red. Okay, so instead of that, that's the one that is all watercolor. This one is it now. I don't know if I really have enough, but let's just see. Don't mind that. I like that. Okay. See? Oh, me of little faith. I've got 3 of these. I don't even know that 3 would fit. Well, this one's pretty little. Yeah. Couple of leaves. Awful big. I've got littler leaves. Let's get some littler leaves. I see another star. We'll just save that out. I don't know if I'll use it, but when I see something like that and then I don't grab it, often I'm thinking, where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, the leaves are just getting bigger and bigger, folks. See? Look. It's bigger. Let's find a small leaf. This shouldn't take this long. Or maybe we're just going to have to go with big ones. All right. Let's see what we can do with this. I am going to get this leaf on here first. Sometimes that's how you can solve this problem. Now these are on a very light cardstock, but again, it is stiff. So rather than struggle, I'm going to go ahead and use the art glitter glue. And we want a bigger one for here, like that. See? Okay. And then if I put, and that leaf can go over that. That's okay. How are we doing with that? Yeah, see, that will be fine. All right, and then this guy here. Yeah. I like using my ephemera. Do you make your own ephemera? Maybe some? That's kind of how I am. Not every piece of ephemera that I use is homemade, but a good part of it is. And this guy is just going to go right there. I like that very, very much. And then this one maybe could have one of these It's a little number. Nah, I don't want it to go over. What are you? Too big. These are all, well, here's a little something. What about this? Yeah, it's wash and return bottles. Remember those days? This one is for your milk. Wash and return daily, it says. That must mean the milkman's going to come and pick it up, huh? This is a result of cutting with the trimmer. But I'm going to just see if I can put that little bit of red back on there. Yeah. All right, there's one. Almost done. Let's do this one, and I want this leaf for here. So I'm going to go ahead and put, oh my, we really did some damage here. But again, that is the fault of the trimmer. And, you know, there's probably folks watching and saying, well, your trimmer's too dull. Could very well be. Could very well be. And I'm going to put this leaf here. And this flower here. Again, this is one of those projects where you tell someone that you're going to be making artist trading cards, if they even know what they are. They don't know that this takes time like this. But it is so worth it. So worth it. Okay. And I like this star. I think it looks cheerful. Let's not have it going completely off the edge. There we go. All right, now this one. Let's see. I've got this last batch since we're opening them all up. Now these are true stickers, and they're kind of like washi tape where they kind of blend away. I still wouldn't want, I don't mind that. It's a little crowded. How about up here? Nah, too crowded. They blend away more. I don't even know what that is. Talk about subtle. That, I don't know that we would see that. All right, I'm going to try one more, and then if not, the rest of these seem awfully big. All right, I like it down there. Can I get this off? My fingers are full of glue and glue stick. I'm not going to try for too long. There we go. It's lifting. There we go. Ah. Yep, I like that. Okay, 2 done. 1 to go. And I already have this little star. So let's see what we're going to find to go with him. I've got a mushroom. I think that's cute. All right, mushroom and star. Yep. Let's get the star on. Alrighty. Now, I purposely cut this down so that it wasn't such a thin bit at the bottom. So I always had planned to cut that off. And let's put that guy there. Okay. And then I'm going to grab a Sharpie. And I'm going to put some extra bits of grass over him. Like that. All right. And what else can go with this one? Which one of these? I'm not going to wrestle with one of those again. Let's see. Too big. Too big. Oh. Oh. Where did you go? You're little. Oh. Long and little. What's this? Oh. Wait. What's this? Oh. Look like a small one. How about this? Winner, winner. That one looks, well, and this one looks a little bright. Let's just see. I just gave that, oh, well, that was a lot of smear. That's okay. We'll see. Grab a paper towel. That lightened it up. Yep, okay, that's fine. And I've got the scissors in my hand. I'm seeing this. There. All right, this one. Let's not get so aggressive. There, that's good. All right. Okay. Little ink around the edges. I'm trying not to waste time here. I'm going to pull this off because I know we're going over an hour, but you didn't seem to mind, so we'll give it a go. And that won't go in good, but we'll play with that later. And let's get the Distress ink. These are the Distress ink colors, but it's the archival ink. Other side. I like the drips. Okay. One. This is starting to really come to pieces, but we're going to use it as long as we can. I've used it for a while, not just today. And at some point, I may get some proper ink daubers, but hey, this has been working. It's probably out of that whole pack because I'm not a big fan of the Mod Podge. It, to me, for me, and I've used it, yellows and is sticky. And again, it might just be my environment is just not dry enough or something, I don't know. And I know very popular, successful artists do use it and have written books. And I mean, they're much more into all this than I have been yet. I'd like to get to that point, but yeah, they swear by the stuff, and I just, I've had it almost glue my art journal pages together, so nope. All right, we're at the home stretch. Let's get these corners rounded. That first one went so well. All right, and I'm just going to take the scissors and clean this one up. Okay. Oh, that looks nice. This one didn't quite make it. There. Try this one. I like that loud snap. And I am expecting a lot from it. Some of these corners have quite a few layers that I'm cutting through, so this isn't an industrial punch. Yeah, it's okay. Let it go. That went good. Fine. One more. Okay, now my messy inky table. Can we see what we accomplished here? We've got these three. We've got, these three. And I still have two more that I'm going to do later. But I just wanted you to see. What do you think? I think they came out great. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. I would love it if you would share it. Share it on your Facebook page. Share it with your friends. And I am looking forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.